Alright, guys, welcome back. My name is Eric. This is the free NBA Daily Bets podcast. I appreciate you guys listening and tuning in. Yesterday was not a good day. I lost, I think it was like 12 units or something like that. So we move on, we push forward, and let's look at the games for Monday. All right, we have Orlando at Charlotte. That's the first game here. The line is now -6, -5.5. It was -4. I think it opened up like -3.5 last night, and I'm not sure why it did. Lines was really, really short, and then I took -4 last night. I made it a 4 unit play. It just doesn't make any sense. The Hornets are extremely banged up. They're without Grant Williams. They're without Trey Mann. They're without Miles Bridges. They have no center. They have no Nick Richards. Like, all they literally have is LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. That's it. Like, that's it. And so this Orlando Magic team already beat them by like 25 points 2 weeks ago. So I have no idea why the line's that short. And yeah, we're going to take advantage of it. So Charlotte, they're like 4-5 in the last 9 games. So they've been playing better basketball and they've been feisty. They've been keeping it close with a lot of teams, but they're not very good. They're still not good. So yeah, I can only look Orlando minus the 5.5, -6. I already took them first quarter, first half, and then I would lean under 214. I don't trust Charlotte's defense, especially with no like big front court. Orlando could like hang 120 on them, even though Orlando's not like an efficient offensive team. They could still do that. So I'm going to lay off of that over under. I would lean under 214 though. All right, next game. We have the Pelicans at the Pacers, and there's no back-to-back for the Pels. The Pacers did play yesterday against the Wizards, and they beat the Wizards by 12. But for the Pelicans, CJ McCollum might return today. And then the other questionable player is Missy, their rookie center. So if McCollum comes back, that's really good because Jordan Hawkins came back, Trey Murphy's back. So they have a really solid lineup now. If CJ comes back, you have CJ, you have Jordan Hawkins, you have Brandon Ingram, you have Trey Murphy, and then Missy, and then on the bench you have Brandon Boston Jr., who's been starting a lot for them. So it's something to monitor today. If CJ McCollum does come back, even if he doesn't come back, the way this line's going, this line's like at +6.5. If it goes to +7, even a +6.5, I think I'm gonna bet it still. But if it goes to +7, that's an automatic play for me. Let me just double check New Orleans bench and roster and everything real quick. Yeah, so they have Jordan Hawkins, Brandon Boston Jr. on the bench, and then Elfrid Payton they signed recently too. So it's really not a terrible disaster lineup in my opinion. And if you look at the Pelicans, and like I've been spot on with the Pelicans guys, been spot on with them. They kept it close against Golden State on Friday, and I called that correctly. I had them over 52.5 points in the first half, but on that podcast on last Thursday night, I spoke about how I was like, I want to touch the Pelicans first quarter, first half, full game, and I didn't. I didn't have the balls to do it, but you know, um, I have a good pulse on this team, guys, and I'm telling you, the way Indiana is right now, Indiana, like they were losing, I believe, to the Wizards at halftime yesterday, and this team is just one, they're too banged up, but then also, I mean, I just I'm not like a huge believer in Halliburton right now, like his just current form. Like maybe he picks it up and he becomes, the Halliburton of last year, but right now they're just not in sync as a team, and they're not performing well. So they also played yesterday, and all the starters played 34 minutes or more. So it is a home and home back to back, so it's not like they're traveling anywhere, the Pacers, but still, that it's just it adds up. And like when you're talking about a point spread within the 7 point range, like 6.5, 7 point range, like around that key number of seven, like to me, it's a huge advantage for the Pelicans. Now, these two teams already played, and the Pelicans won by like 8 points against the Pacers back in like 3 weeks ago. But I still lean Pelicans and the over 228 because I don't trust Indiana on a back to back to play any defense. So that's what I'm looking for in that game, guys. Let's keep it moving. We have the Raptors and the Pistons for the next game. Raptors are on a second night of the back-to-back. They lost in Cleveland yesterday by 14. It's really annoying. I had them on the spread plus 12, and they were right there, and then Scotty Barnes missed 2 free throws. It's okay, guys. I'm not gonna vent. I'm not gonna vent on here. Um, anyways, they're at the Pelicans on Wednesday. The Raptors are, so they go at New Orleans. All starters played 30 minutes yesterday for the Raptors, pretty much, I think, except for like one person, but nothing crazy. It wasn't a ton of minutes played. And then they also have short travel. They just go from Cleveland to Detroit, so it's really short travel. It's really not a bad spot for the Raptors. They played well yesterday, except for the first quarter. Like if they didn't have a disaster first quarter yesterday, the game would have been close the entire way. So it is what it is, guys. The Pistons, they're very healthy except for Cade Cunningham is doubtful. Their next game is at Memphis to play the Grizzlies. So they're definitely more rested, and they're on a 3-game losing streak right now, the Pistons are. But they just played, I think their last win. No. Their last win was more than Toronto, I think. Maybe it was. Their last win might have been at Toronto like 10 days ago or something like that. They only won by 4 at Toronto, but that was with Cade Cunningham. Yeah, like I said, they're on a 3-game losing streak. So I don't trust. I mean, so the Pistons, they were hanging okay against Orlando on the other day, I think on Saturday, but they fell apart late, and like I don't know if that's necessarily just tip your hat to Orlando, like they're really really good at home. And then obviously that was the first game without Cade Cunningham. But like I've been saying all year, this Pistons roster, they have really good veterans on there. Like Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., Tobias Harris. Like, I mean, nothing like amazing. Like you're like, wow, these guys are incredible. But they know how to not turn the ball over. They know how to make the right basketball play. They know how to play the correct defense. Like there's going to be no lapses, is what I'm saying. So like when there's no lapses, you give yourself a very good chance to win any NBA game, right? When you play good defense, you don't give up wide open shots, you make the right pass, all that stuff, it adds up. And and you don't turn the ball over, you're going to stay in good position. So these guys know how to play NBA basketball. It's essentially what I'm saying. And you know what? They know how to shoot, and they can score pretty well too. So I think the Pistons will be okay tomorrow, even without Cade Cunningham. Let's see where this line's up to now. It's still -5. I just think it's a little too rich. It's just my initial reaction. Like I wish it was more -3, but I think I have to stay off of it just because I need to see like was the Orlando game without Cade Cunningham, was that more just Orlando's really good, or does like the Pistons have some type of I don't know, just out of sync feel to them without Cade Cunningham, and it's just affecting them no matter who they play. So I'm probably going to stay off the -5. The over/under is 223 right now, and I don't know, guys. I mean, they played good defense the other day without Cade. I mean, I don't think they want to get in a shootout, but with the Raptors on a back-to-back, and the Raptors don't play good defense right now, like they're kind of reverting back to not playing good defense after they spent like a week and a half of playing good defense. Um, I can only look over, but I can understand people that want to bet under 223. I think if it wasn't a back-to-back for the Raptors, I would bet under 223. That's the way I would go. So let's keep it going. Next game, we have the Mavericks at the Hawks. Mavericks played yesterday against Miami. They lost in overtime after like being up most of the fourth quarter. So that's a tough loss for the Mavericks. Hawks are rested, but this will be their first game home off a 4-game road trip, but no back-to-back. They've been home. They've lost 2 straight. They're pretty much all healthy still. Yeah, I think the Hawks are all healthy. Everybody's back for the Hawks. And I mean, this is a Hawks spot, really, but it's just, gosh, guys, I've bet on this Hawks team. So annoying. This Hawks team is so annoying, guys. I cannot stand them. I've been I can't stand them since like last year. Like I mean, I guess maybe a couple years. Honestly, it's like the Hawks. They can make you a lot of money if you bet them in the right spots. So it's just they're just so difficult sometimes to guess their right spots. This is the right spot in my opinion. I'm probably going to bet them. I'm probably going to give them another chance. Let's see, it's up to -3.5, -3. That's the line on the Hawks at home. And it's just simple. Atlanta plays really well at home. Or maybe it's not necessarily that they play so well at home. It's more so that they play hard after losses. So, home or away, when they're like in a little bit of a rut, they all come together, they play really well, and they win. So I'm saying they're on a 2-game losing streak. They're at home. They're probably going to turn up and play really really well tonight. They're at Cleveland on Wednesday, so nothing crazy there. No back to back for them. So I mean, it's not fun because gosh, this Hawks team is so freaking annoying, so annoying. But I'm telling you, the right play tonight is Atlanta. I'm going to think about if I'm going to get there or not. I mean, you could say the Mavericks. The Mavericks did not play heavy minutes, so I mean, we could look at the Mavericks side, like if you like the Mavs. PJ, Walker and Irving, Kyrie played 39 minutes. Clay and Lively played 31. Najee Marshall played 30 minutes. So I mean, Kyrie and PJ, they played heavy minutes, so that is something to think about. But this is not crazy travel from Miami to Atlanta, and that game is kind of like a mid-afternoon game too in Miami for the Mavericks. So they just travel, they got on the plane, they didn't get into like the hotel like 3 a.m. or anything. Like they'll be ready, they'll be ready to go. So um, like I mean the Mavericks are the better team. The travel isn't that bad, but I still could only lean the Hawks. They just, for some reason, they just turn up, and they turn up at the crib. They just do. I can't explain it. I really can't explain it. So they're just an annoying team. But yeah, Hawks will probably show up really well tonight. For the Mavericks, their next game is Wednesday at home versus the Knicks. Now the over under, it was 237 last night. Let's see where it is now. It is 237 still, 237 and a half. So yeah, I can only look over there with the Mavericks on a back to back. Atlanta doesn't play any defense whatsoever. So yeah, I can only look over 237. All right, let's see. Next game. We have. Let me make sure I'm going in order here. We have the Clippers at the Celtics. Both of these teams played yesterday. Both of them won. And yeah, the Clippers are on a 5-game winning streak. I believe so. And no one played over 25 minutes because they blew out the 76ers. Kind of mad I didn't play that one yesterday. I was talking about it yesterday on the podcast, how I like the Clippers, and that made a lot of sense. It's man, we got to give Ty Lewis flowers, guys. We really do, because I mean what he's doing with no Kawhi and then no Norman Powell. So it's really just James Harden and a bunch of kind of role players, and they're just it's not like they're just beating no-name teams or like bad teams like the 76ers. They're beating good teams. So I mean they're beating the Warriors, they're beating the Magic. So it's like it's impressive, guys. It's really impressive. Like I mean I was trying to fade the Clippers without Norman Powell, but has not been working for me. Let's see. Boston, their starters did play a lot of heavy minutes yesterday in the win against the Timberwolves. That was a really hard-fought game for them. Their next game is at Chicago on Friday, so they do get a lot of rest after this game today. The Boston Celtics do. The Clippers, their next game is on Wednesday. They continue their road trip. So I can only look the Clippers in this spot. And also, I might have to bet this Clippers line early because I think it's up to and it's up to +10. It's up to +10 in some books, but I'm not convinced that everybody for the Celtics is going to play in this game because Missoula usually rests like one or two guys after back to backs, like whether it's Al Horford, whether it's Drew Holiday, whether it's Derek White, like literally everybody. He just mix and matches. So yeah, I mean, they do have the 3 days off, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, before they play Friday at Chicago. But I don't know. I still think he's going to come out and someone's going to sit today. Now, for the Clippers, I don't think anybody's going to sit. They only played 25 minutes, like the starters. That's nothing. They basically had like a cardio session yesterday where they just ran around the basketball gym against the 76ers. So, yeah, I can only look Clippers +10, and I think I'm going to bet that. And then the over-under has gone to 217. Is that some under money there? Yeah, some under money, under 217. Yeah, even with both teams on a back-to-back, I kind of still lean under just because the Clippers like to play at that slow pace. So I agree with that. I agree with that move. Okay, next game. We have Portland Trailblazers at the Memphis Grizzlies. No teams on a back-to-back. Both teams are rested. The Grizzlies are pretty healthy, guys. Ja Morant is questionable, and everybody else is healthy except for Edey, the rookie, Zach Edey. Let me double check. Let me double check because Memphis usually has a lot going on with their injury report. Okay, yeah, it's just Ja Morant. Oh, Vince Williams Jr. is out. I forgot about him. He's out. Vince Williams Jr. is out. But everybody, so this is what they got, guys. Potentially Ja Morant, Jalen Wells, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson Jr., Brandon Clark, and then the bench is everybody that's been starting recently. Like literally, the bench is Santi Aldama, he's been starting. Luke Kennard, he's been starting. Marcus Smart, he's been starting. Scottie Pippen Jr., he's been starting. So all these guys have been playing, and then the people behind them, Jay Huff, Jake LaRavia, um, they've been playing a lot too. So I'm comfortable with whoever the Grizzlies trot out there, honestly. I mean, his team can survive with anybody. And then Portland's got a lot going on with their injury report. Let's see, Portland, Scoot Henderson and Chris Murray, they're questionable. Oh, and Jeremy Grant with an illness. So those three guys are questionable. The big guys are out. DeAndre Ayton and Klingon, the rookie, they're out. So all they have is Robert Williams at the center position, theoretically. Let's take a look at who else is injured. So Simons looks good. Shaden Sharp looks good. Kamara. So, I mean, before I bet this game, I definitely need to see what's going on with Jeremy Grant and Scoot Henderson. Because if both of those guys are out, I don't like this spot for Portland. If both those guys are in, I can kind of be persuaded to see if the line's high enough. So the line is +10 right now, -9.5. I mean, it is a lot. It is a lot to lay. Sorry, excuse me, guys. It is a lot to lay with the Grizzlies, but I don't know. The Grizzlies are so damn good at home. I mean, they go crazy at home. They go crazy. They're on a 2-game win streak. I mean, they took care of Philadelphia after they lost to Denver the night before. And that was when Philadelphia had Paul George, Maxey, and Embiid, and they won start to finish. And then they just blew out Chicago at Chicago, like pretty much start to finish. So, yeah, I can only, I think even if Jeremy Grant and Scoot Henderson plays, I just think Memphis is on a freaking mission, guys. But yeah, I mean, they're rested. Start of a 4-game homestand for them. They just spent the previous last 3 out of 4 home games. I mean, 3 out of 4 games at home too. So yeah, I can only look them. And then Portland's off that win against Houston. I mean, that was a good win. And Portland's been playing very competitively the last like 6 games. But excuse me, guys. But yeah, I can only look at Memphis in this game, guys. I mean, Portland may play tough, but Memphis is just they can be a juggernaut. They could really be a juggernaut. I wouldn't want to take a guess on Portland tonight to say like, hey, do I think Portland's going to play a good game or not? Like, no, this is not the night to do it, guys. All right, next game. Let's see what the over-under is. 230. It's kind of hard to tell. 230. I mean, Memphis plays really, really fast, but Portland, they're just hard to guess offensively. Like sometimes they play well. I kind of lean under there, even though it's hard to go under in Grizzlies games. Okay, next game. We have 3 games left. Oh yeah, if you like my content, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and that's all I ask. I'm doing this for free, and then also, what is it? Sorry, I'm blanking. Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter. So all my official plays I release on Twitter at Easy Money Wins. So yeah, follow me there for all my official plays. All right, sorry guys, I'm a little tired this morning. Next game, we got the New York Knicks at the Denver Nuggets. The Knicks just ran into a buzzsaw in Utah where the Jazz played really, really well. And the Knicks lost by like 15 or something like that. And then the Knicks, they're on their road trip. Who else do they play after this game? They play at Dallas on Wednesday. So no back-to-back for them. They're rested. Denver, I believe, no back-to-back for them as well. They did not play yesterday. So both teams are rested. Knicks got their win streak snapped at Utah, like I just mentioned. But before that, I mean, they were going crazy offensively. Crazy. So let's take a look at their depth chart, see who's all healthy. So Karl Anthony Towns and Deuce McBride are the only ones on the injury report. Everyone else is healthy. Let's see what's going on with Cat. Cat's questionable for Monday's game with the left calf contusion. And his questionable status is legit. I don't know if he's going to play or not. So if you like New York, you're definitely going to want to wait for that. And then Deuce McBride, he's been missing a lot too. He's questionable with a knee. So I don't know if he's going to play. So legitimately, those 2 guys may not play. And yeah, okay, let's go to Denver real quick just so I can look at their injury report. But I mean, I'm leaning Denver, and I like the Knicks a lot. So I mean, it takes a lot for me to bet against the Knicks, even though I know I bet Utah against them. And I'm like, hey, why would I do that? But I feel like I have a really good feel on Utah. Okay. They're healthy. This will be Jokic's third game. This will be their 3rd game in 4 nights, but I don't really pay too much into that as long as they had the day off before. Okay, Peyton Watson is not going to move the needle for me, but he's probable. Okay, so he's probable. So they're good, guys. They're good. They're back at home. Let me see how many minutes they played against the Lakers, because I know they started blowing them out in the second half. Okay, they've alternated wins, losses. And Denver's just, they're resilient, guys. They're just very, very resilient. They play at Utah on Wednesday. Okay, so nothing crazy. And then they play the Clippers on Sunday, so they got a lot of days off. They have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then they play Golden State next Tuesday. So, I mean, they're good, guys. They're fine. They're fine. So let's just take a look at those minutes on Saturday night against the Lakers real quick. Let me see. Gosh, they just own the Lakers, man. I bet the Lakers, and I was like, they're going to get the Nuggets on a back-to-back. Jokic's 2nd game. Lakers don't like them. I mean, the Lakers covered the first half for me, but, man, they got smoked in the second half. Jokic played 37 minutes. Michael Porter Jr. played 36. Peyton Watson played 35. Murray and Braun played 30. Backups, Russell, 24. So it's not awful, guys. It's really not that bad. I can only look Denver -4 and them first quarter, first half. So they did not cover that first quarter, first half against, who did they play? Their last home game. Forget who that was. Let me So I think that first quarter, first half is definitely in play here. Dallas. When they played Dallas, they did not cover that first quarter, first half. They didn't cover the full game either. I was on Dallas +5.5 in that game. So, yeah, I think this is a spot where they finally start fast. I think they got 2 games back with Jokic. They have some good momentum. They're at home. It's against a team that they're going to get up for in the Knicks. Um, yeah, I can only look Denver. I'm probably going to be on Denver today. First quarter, first half, full game. And I might bet it now because honestly, like regardless if Cat plays or not, I'm fine with -4. And if he doesn't play, this is going to shoot up to like -5.5, -6 even. So I can only look Denver. Now over under, New York hasn't been playing a lot of defense, so this is at 232. Even though they haven't been playing a lot of defense, I still think that number's a little too high. 232. It still feels a little high. Let me see. 232. Let's see what their last couple games have looked like. Like I know they blew out Los Angeles, but Los Angeles doesn't play any defense, or they play fast-paced games. And same with Dallas without Luka. Like they've been playing faster, they've been scoring more points. Um, they couldn't miss against Memphis, and then the games before that they didn't have Jokic, the Memphis New Orleans game. And they had Jokic against Dallas. That was 122. You know what, guys? I don't know. That might go over. That might go over. Let me see the Knicks. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from that over under. I lean under, but I could see it going over like no problem at all. Okay, next game. We have the Brooklyn Nets at the Golden State Warriors. And the Warriors, I think, are pretty healthy. The Nets played last night. Ben Simmons will be out for this game. He played last night against the Kings. The Kings got issues, guys, and that was part of the reason I had a losing day yesterday. And I love betting the Brooklyn Nets. I have no problem betting the Brooklyn Nets, but gosh, that was just a Kings spot, and they just I don't know what the heck's going on with them. I know Mike Brown got ejected. Okay, so Dennis Schrader, he did not play last night. Dorian Finney-Smith, he also did not play last night, so we're going to have to check the injury designations for those two starters. I think Dorian Finney-Smith is out for like a couple weeks. Ben Simmons, he's out, like I said. Noah Clowney got hurt yesterday, so, I mean, they're only going to have Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, Trendon Watford, Zaire Williams, Jalen Wilson, and then maybe Dennis Schrader. Is it Schroeder or Schroeder? I think it's Schroeder. I don't know, guys. I always forget how to say his name. Yeah, no, I guess Dorian Finney-Smith might play. He might play. So, yeah, got to check on Dorian Finney-Smith and Dennis Schrader. But, yeah, everyone else, Clowney, I doubt he plays today. Ben Simmons is officially out today. And, yeah, so that's the Brooklyn Nets situation. Let's check their minutes logged yesterday at Sacramento. Even though when you play Sacramento and then Golden State, it's really like a home and home. I mean, they probably slept in the same hotel because it's only like an hour and a half drive from Sacramento to Golden State. Okay. Man. Freaking Kings, guys. The freaking Sacramento Kings. Okay, the Nets. Starters. Cam Thomas, 36 minutes. Cam Johnson, 34 minutes. Jalen Wilson, 33. Everybody else played less than 25 minutes. I mean, this is not a bad spot at all. Like, man, I can't believe they did that to the Kings, guys. Or more so, I can't believe the Kings just sucked. They shot 9 of 25 from 3, which is 36%, which isn't, like, awful. They just got out-rebounded, I think. No, they didn't. Oh, my gosh. They out-rebounded them 44-31, the Kings did. Oh, the Nets couldn't miss. That's what it was. They were 19 of 39 from three-point. Well, hey, when you're shooting 48% from three-point land, you're not going to win. I mean, you're not going to lose many games. So I doubt the Nets keep that up tonight. I doubt the Nets come in and shoot that well again. I can only look Golden State in this spot. Let me look at Golden State's injuries. Yeah, they're healthy, except Kuminga. But, I mean, they're so deep. I mean, their bench is Pozinski, Buddy Hield, Kyle Anderson, Kevon Looney, Moses Moody. Like, they're fine. They're fine. If Kuminga doesn't play, well, that's whatever. It's not a big deal at all. Let's see what he is, though. I think he's questionable. He's questionable with an illness. Everyone's getting sick. Make sure, hey, guys, protect yourselves and drink what was it like? Have some fruits, vitamin C, lemon, ginger, all that stuff. Drink some tea, get some sunlight. There is a sickness, illness going around. So, okay, let's see the Warriors' schedule spot before we get all excited about betting the Warriors. So they were off Sunday. They're off that loss at San Antonio on Saturday. That was annoying, guys. I had the Warriors Saturday, and they were crushing San Antonio, and then they only scored like 11 points in the fourth quarter. San Antonio came back from like 20, so that was really fun too. Wednesday they play Wednesday at home against Oklahoma City, so they're chilling. They're back at home. Thanksgiving's around the corner. They'll be home for Thanksgiving after Wednesday's game. Played Brooklyn off a loss. They'll be focused. Brooklyn's flying high and mighty right now. So, yeah, I mean, it's a high number. It's high. It's minus 12.5 for the Warriors. Let's see what that over-under is. Over-under's 233. No, 223. I was about to say 233 felt too high. 223. Sorry, excuse me. I don't know. It's tough with the Nets on the back-to-back in their injury report. Like those guys that didn't play yesterday play. Um, I could see over. And honestly, if Dennis Schroeder and Dorian Finney-Smith play, they may have enough to cover that spread. Gosh, I hope they don't. I really want to bet the Warriors, but that line's pretty damn high. And like the Nets keep getting disrespected like night in, night out with the spreads. And I mean, you just got to keep playing the Nets right now, guys, because people still think they're a really sorry team, like a really, really trash ass team. And they're not. Like, they're far from that. They have guys that know how to play. They have vets, they have shooters, they have scorers, they have, like I said, when you have a team that's not the Wizards, essentially, like the Wizards turn the ball over, they don't give great effort, they don't play good defense, they don't communicate well, they got a bunch of rookies. Like, that's a recipe for disaster. Like I said with whatever that other team I was talking about, like the guys that they just have. Oh yeah, the Pistons. Like the Pistons, like they have guys that know how to play basketball, like NBA basketball. So do the Nets. So do the Nets. Like those guys, they know how to play NBA basketball. They know how not to turn over the ball. They know how to be in the right place at the right time. Play good defense, like all that stuff. Like so, when you're getting a plus 12.5 number like this, I mean this just feels too high, guys. It really does. If like a majority of those Nets guys play, like for them to get blown out on short travel, I don't know. I don't see it, guys. I really don't. But if those two guys don't play, and then the Nets really don't have a lot of players left, and they're playing a lot of the younger guys, then yeah, it's gonna be a blowout probably with the Warriors. So okay, next game we've got the Oklahoma City Thunder at the Sacramento Kings. Let's go to whoops, I was just on it. Okay, Sacramento. Oh boy, all of them played heavy minutes last night. De'Aaron Fox, 38. Keegan Murray, 36. DeMar DeRozan, 36. Domantas Sabonis, 35. Herder, 32 minutes. Keon Ellis, 23. Now, Malik Monk may come back tonight because he was questionable yesterday and he didn't play. So, I don't know. Malik Monk might be available today. That would be a nice boost for them. But this will be their third game back with Domantas Sabonis and DeMar DeRozan playing with the Sacramento Kings lineup. Before it was just De'Aaron Fox just, willing the Kings to victory. Now they get a tough opponent. Now they get a tough one, right? They get the Thunder. Let's take a look at the Thunder. We'll monitor Sacramento's injury report, but Mike Brown's pissed off, guys. And, I mean, I think they've lost, is it 4 in a row? The Kings lost 4 games in a row. Let's see. And he got ejected yesterday. So, I mean, they're gonna be fired up to play tonight. Yeah, they've lost 3 games in a row. They've lost 3 games in a row. Their last time they won 2 games in a row was Monday the 4th and Wednesday the 6th of November. So, yeah, they're in a bad spot, guys. I mean, Oklahoma City's really good. I can only look Sacramento tonight. I can only look Sacramento. I just need to make sure everyone's playing for them. Okay, let's take a look at Oklahoma City real quick. They did get Hardenstein back. That's a really huge addition to them. And they've had, excuse me, they've had a ton of time off. They're the way more rested team. They've had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They've had 4 days off, guys. Man, this is the start of a 4-game road trip for them. Man, this is tough, guys. This is a tough spot. I want to bet Sacramento so badly, even though they've burned me the last 2 times I've bet them. Ah, it's a good spot for Oklahoma City, but the motivation is with Sacramento big time. Let's check the injury report for the Thunder. Caruso is out. Isaiah Joe is questionable, I believe. Let's take a look. Yeah, Isaiah Joe's questionable. Alex Caruso's out. Everyone else is good for the Thunder. Cason Wallace, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, Shai. Bench is fine. Aaron Wiggins, AJ Mitchell. So, man, so annoying, guys. I want to bet the Kings. You know what? You know what? Probably the best way to go. Like if you don't feel confident with the Kings covering the number, probably just take the Kings points. I don't think they're going to shoot that poorly again tonight. And then Oklahoma City's, I mean, outside of Hardenstein, they're not like the biggest team right now. So let's see what that over-under is. It's probably high. It's 233. No, it's 223. Am I seeing that right? Oh, wow. No, sorry. That's going to go over, guys. That line's going to go over because the Kings are going to push the pace really, really hard. Or not really, really hard, but they're just going to shoot the ball better. They're going to shoot the ball better. So, like, they may play better defense, but I mean the Thunder are 4 days rested. Like they're probably going to shoot the ball really well tonight. And the Kings are going to definitely play better and they're going to fight. So like if the Thunder are shooting well, so if the Thunder shoot the ball really well, the Kings are just gonna keep pace. They'll find a way to score tomorrow. They're not going to lose. They may lose, but they're not going to get embarrassed like they did last night again. They're going to come out with some pride. I mean, shoot, guys, the Kings probably do win this game, even though it's like not a great, like amazing spot for them. They probably do win this game, guys. I can only look Kings plus 4.5. I think the best way to go is just take their points. Like if you want to bet them heavy, take Kings over their first quarter total, first half, and full game. Because let's take a look. Their team total over is going to be once. What is 223 divided by 2 is like 111, 112. So 112 minus 2 is like 110.5. So the Kings over under is probably like 110.5. They're going to get to 111. Let's take a look. Take a look at their points here, of what they've been scoring. So they haven't scored over 111 points since they played Utah at home, and that was on a back-to-back. I remember that. That was on a back-to-back. They scored 121. In the game before that, they went into overtime. That was like 115. Then they scored 127 against Phoenix. That was with Sabonis. Then they played. Yeah, that was on a back-to-back too, but that was with travel. This is not with travel. So they've already been in the spot before, and they went over against the Jazz, and the Jazz were rested. I can only look over 223. I think I'm going to bet that. Let me just take a look at Oklahoma City's point total because they haven't been scoring a ton of points. But they played Portland and San Antonio. But that was San Antonio. They played a slower pace. Portland plays at a slower pace. Phoenix, they've been playing at a slower pace, but then they played Dallas. Dallas plays fast, and that game went flying over. And Dallas was on a back-to-back that night as well. I remember that. So New Orleans slower, Clippers slower. So they haven't really played a fast-paced team or a team that's going to be playing with urgency like the Kings in a while. And when they did, they played Dallas, and that game went flying over the total. They scored 240 points. So, yeah, I can only look over. That's probably going to be a play for me, over 223.5. And then I can only look the Kings, guys. I can only look the Kings. Just got to make sure everybody's playing. So, all right, that's the podcast. That's the show, guys. We're going to bounce back. I always bounce back. So we're going to get back in the green. Going to shake off the last couple of days and get after it. So, all right, follow me on Twitter. Show some love, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys.